Welcome back everyone. This is session 2 of our Python series. Session 1 covered the basics: expressions, variables, strings, types, conditions, loops. Today we learn functions, one of the most important ideas in all of programming. Functions organize code. They make logic reusable. They build larger programs. By the end of this session, you will understand what functions are, how to call them, how to define your own, parameters and return values, local variables and scope. Quick recap. Session 1 gave us tools. We can calculate, store variables in variables, make decisions, repeat actions. Functions make these tools reusable building blocks. We write once, use many times. What is a function? Python gives us built-in functions like absolute, maximum, print, etc., which we've already used. A function takes input, does work, and may or may not return output. Think of functions as recipes. You give ingredients and get a finished dish. Let me show you some examples. Absolute of -5 returns 5. Max of 6, 9 returns 9. Values inside parentheses, these are arguments. Python evaluates argument first, then passes them to the function, and then returns a result. Functions can be nested. For example, minimum of absolute 1 and maximum of 3.0, Python evaluates inside out. First absolute of -1 becomes 1, then max of 3, 0 becomes 3. Finally, min of 1, 3 becomes 1. If we want to know what a function does, use help. Now we can create our own functions using the def keyword. Let's convert miles to kilometers. We need a function that takes miles as an input and returns kilometers. Def starts the definition. Miles to kilometer is the name. Miles is the parameter. Colon ends the header. Indented block is the body. How it works. First, we define a function. Python creates the function object. Then we call it. Result is equal to miles to kilometer of 30. Argument 30 becomes parameter miles. Miles into 1.607 calculates to 48.27. The return sends 48.27 backs. The return stores 48.27 into x. Now we can call it anywhere. Miles to kilometers 10 is 16.9. Miles to kilometer 20 is 32.18. Miles to kilometer 45 is 72.40. Same logic, different inputs, no code repetition. Let's look at print versus return. Print shows on the screen. Return sends the value back. This prints but returns none. This returns a string and we can use it. What is a parameter versus an argument? A parameter are the names in the definition. For example, a, b. Arguments are values when you're calling. For example, 3, 5. Functions can have 0 parameters. Good functions have documentation called docstrings. Use help to see it. Variables inside functions are usually local. For example, take this function max value a, b. Try print a after the function. You get a name error. Local variables disappear. Think of functions as rooms. Global scope means outside all functions. Local scope means inside a function. When function starts, create a local room. Copy argument to local names. When a function ends, local room disappears. Return values go back. Some common errors are calling before defining. Always define first. Why functions matter? Functions let us reuse code without copying. It abstracts or hides details. It tests small pieces. And it organizes large programs. Real applications have hundreds of functions, each one doing one clear job. Now try the exercises. Sum of squares. Print grade. For each, read the docstring. Understand inputs and outputs. Write the logic. Test with examples. Next steps. Functions are building blocks. Next session, we're going to look at collections, lists, dictionaries, sets, then files, modules, and Flask applications. Functions prepare us for real applications. Today we learned what functions are, calling built-ins, defining our own, Parameters versus arguments, print versus return, local scope, docstrings. Master these ideas. They appear everywhere. See you in session 3.